Hello, welcome back to Ben Sushi LiveNoding. In this episode, I want to share with you this setup that I did inside Blender using SphereChalk add-on. And the result will be something that you see down there. So let me try doing that again. So it's basically, if I scrub on the timeline, you can see it's kind of going through Suzanne's head. And you can guess what it is. It is basically a Boolean. Right? But the Boolean, what kind of Boolean? It's Boolean based on slice. And it is really that simple. The slice itself, this part of slice is actually being generated using SphereChalk because this is our main head, Suzanne head, and this is our slicer. And Suzanne head is doing its Boolean. It's kind of doing these intersections with these object slicers. And the slicers object itself is being updated on the fly from SphereChalk. This is, I think, can be really powerful for a lot of case. And so the box slicers, you can do this using a lot of different way. I'm doing it in the kind of like a weird way. I'll show you really quickly. So we know that there's a slice object. So I'm gonna hide that. And what's happening here is that at the start, I have a cylinder. So I have this cylinder and I have another cylinder over there for different kind of data. You see this one has the caps. This one doesn't have the caps. And with the cylinder, of course, I can increase the number. So instead of box, I can slice Suzanne using different shape. But for this case, you know, 4 is okay. And I have this all this kind of node set up basically to get the data that I need to get this slicing to happen. And I can still change the number of slice, for example, based on the slicing of the cylinder. So if I make it smaller and also change the size, the height, I can have a different result like this one. So only 1, 2, 3. It's actually, if I keep scrubbing, it's gonna go up. But Suzanne is kind of short there, so I make it shorter. So now I have 6 slices. So that's basically the idea. I think it's better if the Suzanne head is a bit lower. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's the last piece of slice. Maybe I need to increase this, increase the number. But that's basically the idea. This slicing is kind of separating the, you know, like if it's a cylinder and it has like subdivisions that you can change. Basically, I'm just taking a little bit of part of this and then kind of put it together over here. It can be simplified, but anyhow, that's the idea. And then what's cool is that you can, instead of using the time frame, you can use like a random number. For example, if you slice it like 10 times, you use random number, and then you can kind of have this kind of weird slicing happening. Let me reduce the height, and there you go. That kind of slicing. Increase the height once again. And maybe you can use like if I hide the slicer, you can use maybe like a sound to kind of to make it in rhythm, like with this kind of shape. So it's kind of like if you do it really fast, it almost looks like a hologram. So that's the idea. All right, so that's pretty much it. Maybe I can duplicate Suzanne and this, get rid of the Boolean here, make this like wireframe so we can have that. But if you want to have like a proper cut, you can use time frame. And then let's do this. So the first slice, apply, next one, duplicate, apply, go to the next one, duplicate, apply, and so on and so on. So this is more like a manual way, but you can definitely use Python to kind of make this like more streamlined. Let me go all the way. You might notice my Suzanne doesn't have eyes, so it's better for slicing. And the last part, duplicate, slice. So now you can kind of move this slightly, and you have this very Kafkaesque. You know, Franz Kafka. There is one statue of Franz Kafka, maybe in Ukraine or Germany. But anyhow, it's looking something like this. The ears kind of cut, but you get the idea. So that's how you make like a Kafkaesque statue based on Suzanne head. Okay, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.